Hello, everyone. I'm Steve. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musings. We're broadcasting in the backyard, Apple Valley, California.
Yep, and it's going to be another hot one today, but we're still going to talk
Already?
about...
It's already hot.
It's already hot, yeah.
Oh,
Yep, we're talking about a really kind of a sad story today.
Sad. Lunar Trailblazer was set to map the moon's water in unprecedented detail, which we reported. We reported on that, but was lost after communications failure soon after launch. Global tracking efforts failed to revive it, yet its technology and lessons learned will aid future missions. NASA's Lunar Trailblazer mission officially concluded on July 31st after repeated attempts to reestablish contact failed. Communication with the spacecraft was lost the day after its February 26th launch, and despite months of effort, two-way contact was never restored. Would you like to know more?
Okay, so I just want to remind everybody about the Voyager spacecraft. That was lost for a long time.
It had
and then
redundant
all of a sudden,
communications. Yeah.
All of a sudden, boom, it popped back in and we're back. So we previously reported that the spacecraft's primary goal was to create detailed, high-resolution maps of water across the moon's surface, revealing its form, quantity, and seasonal changes. Such information would have been invaluable for upcoming robotic and crewed lunar missions, potential commercial ventures, and advancing scientific knowledge about the hot water cycles operate on airless worlds throughout the solar system.
Lunar Trailblazer launched alongside the second Intuitive Machines robotic lunar lander mission, IM-2, at 7:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 26. It was right alongside. Wow. Yeah. Riding aboard a SpaceX Falcon. I wonder if SpaceX had something to do with that.
I don't know. Hope not.
Riding aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, the small satellite separated from the rocket approximately 48 minutes after liftoff and began its journey toward the moon. Operators at Caltech's IPAC in Pasadena established initial contact at 8:13 p.m. So SpaceX is off the hook. If they establish official communication,
right.
There's no negligence or anything on SpaceX.
They did what they were supposed to do.
But communication was lost the following day. Without a working two-way communications link, the team could not fully diagnose technical issues or carry out the thruster maneuvers required to maintain the spacecraft's trajectory.
I'm surprised they weren't able to figure out where that thing went, though. I mean, is it just floating around or did it crash? I don't know.
Maybe it's still in orbit. I don't know.
Yeah,
did they send it on its way? We don't know.
Yeah. This is a quote. At NASA, we undertake high-risk, high-reward missions like Lunar Trailblazer to find out revolutionary ways of doing new science, unquote. This is according to Nikki Fox, Associate Administrator, Science Mission Directorate at NASA headquarters in Washington. Again, another quote. While it was not the outcome we had hoped for, mission experiences like Lunar Trailblazer help us to learn and reduce the risk for future low-cost small satellites to do innovative science as we prepare for a sustained human presence on the moon. Thank you to the Lunar Trailblazer team for their dedication in working on and learning from this mission through to the end. So I guess those guys are out of work, huh?
Well,
I mean, they got nothing to
maybe they're on to the next one.
Yeah.
There might be a skeleton crew watching it.
Yeah,
but you know what would be weird is if maybe a Chinese mission or an Indian mission at the moon saw the thing orbiting the moon. That would be funny. Then we'd have to, once we get a presence on the moon, we'd have to go up there, plug in, and diagnose and fix it, in orbit.
Yeah,
like we do with the space shuttles here.
Yeah, or maybe the next time we go up to this space station, we can check it out, right? Yeah. Maybe you get closer, better signal, right?
Yeah, where is it? We don't know. We don't know.
They always tell you if you got problems, get as close as you can to your router. Yeah. So you just need to.
Or reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Right.
Limited data received before contact was lost suggested the spacecraft's solar arrays were not properly aligned with the sun. As a result, its batteries could not recharge and were eventually depleted. For several months, collaborating organizations around the world, many of which volunteered their assistance, listened for the spacecraft's radio signal and tracked its position. Ground radar and optical observations indicated that Lunar Trailblazer was in a slow spin as it headed farther into deep space.
So
it's gone, man.
It's out there.
It's gone.
Another quote, as Lunar Trailblazer drifted far beyond the moon, our models showed that the solar panels might receive more sunlight, perhaps charging the spacecraft's batteries to a point it could turn on its radio, said Andrew Klesch, Lunar Trailblazer's project systems engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. Go on with a quote, the global community support helped us better understand the spacecraft's spin, pointing, and trajectory. In space, exploration collaboration is critical. This gave us the best chance to try again, make contact or regain contact. Sorry.
However, as time passed, Lunar Trailblazer became too distant to recover, as its telecommunication signals would have been too weak for the mission to receive telemetry and to command. The small satellite's high-res volatiles and minerals moon mapper imaging spectrometer was built by JPL to detect and map the locations of water and minerals. The mission's lunar thermal mapper instrument was built by the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom and funded by the UK Space Agency to gather temperature data and determine the composition of silicate rocks and soils to improve understanding of why water content varies over time.
Maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't want this to happen.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a different idea.
Yeah. Quote, we're immensely disappointed that our spacecraft didn't get to the moon, but the two science instruments we developed, like the teams we brought together, are world-class, says Bethany Ellman, the mission's principal investigator at Caltech. More quote, this collective knowledge and the technology developed will cross-pollinate to other projects as the planetary science community continues work to better understand the moon's water.
Some of the technology will live on in the JPL built ultra-compact imaging spectrometer for the moon, UCIS moon, instrument that NASA recently selected for a future orbital flight opportunity. The instrument, which has an identical spectrometer design as HVM3, will provide the moon's highest spatial resolution data of surface lunar water and minerals.
Lunar Trailblazer was a small, high-risk, high-reward moon mission selected under NASA's Simplex, Small Innovative Missions for Planetary Exploration program, which enables low-cost science spacecraft to hitch a ride with larger missions. In exchange for keeping costs down, Simplex missions accept a higher level of risk and operate under lighter oversight, allowing NASA to test innovative mission approaches while expanding its portfolio of targeted science projects. Okay.
Led by Caltech, which manages JPL for NASA, the mission aimed to map water on the moon in unprecedented detail. Caltech's IPAC handled missions operations, including planning, scheduling, and activity sequencing, while NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab provided systems engineering, mission assurance, navigation, and the high-res volatiles and minerals moon mapper, the HVM3 instrument. The spacecraft itself came from Lockheed Martin Space, which also integrated the flight system and supported operations. The University of Oxford contributed the lunar thermal mapper funded by the UK Space Agency. This had a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even though it was a small, low-end, cheap, inexpensive.
Just pack it on there.
Yeah. Hopefully they didn't overdo it. Lunar Trailblazer was part of NASA's Lunar Discovery and Exploration Program and managed by the Planetary Missions Program Office at Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama, for the agency's Science Mission Directorate in Washington.
Yeah, really sad.
Yeah, we don't, it's actually amazing that this kind of stuff doesn't happen more often, right? Because, I don't think there's any way they can test this stuff. They put it all together. It's not like they used to do with the man-made rockets and unmanned spacecraft, where they would send it up and then, I guess we lost a few, but not very many in space that we lose. Space shuttle a couple times, but it is. It's amazing that they have the record that they do for successful missions, right? Even some that are, like you say, like I mentioned, the Voyager. Those guys, that thing is way out there, and it's just remarkable.
Can you imagine if, like, a manned craft, something happened to that where it just spun into deep space? It could go for tens of thousands of years before catching an orbit and slingshotting back.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, what again? Quite a risk. that they take, not only with all this money, but people's jobs, like we talked about. You know, the mission's over within minutes of launch. So sad deal.
Yeah.
But,
well, hats off to them. They're rocket scientists, you know.
But I think their record is very, very high as far as, you know, successful missions. So it's good for them.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the afternoon.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Thanks.